to, yeah. We'll have to request it. They might not have it, they might not get it, but I'd be curious as well.
Tetra,
Wait.
look at that map.
With this map, we will have played oh no, we haven't played Tomb yet, so we haven't played Sky, Tomb, or Braxis so far, but this ticks another one off the list.
It definitely does, and it looks like both teams practiced really hard at this battleground because, or at least one of them did, because who actually picked it? I think it was Sunny Lion. It was too fast. It was gone too fast. However, one of those teams is going to
focused on the map itself.
Yeah, one of the teams is going to break their negative record. That's for sure.
Yes. Well, we're about to find out. Whoever gets first pick, we know it wasn't them.
Exactly.
Okay, so this was which one's on left? Sunny Lion. So this is a BTG map choice.
Mm-hmm. Cool. So Beyond the Game, proving to be quite tricky, not only in terms of how they play those team fights with Alexstrasser goodness, but also in terms of how they potentially want to surprise their opponents with more exotic, more bizarre map choices here. But me personally, I mean, if you ask me, we could play every game on Towers of Doom. It's easily one of my most favorite maps to cast.
I like the ability to attack a core every now and again, but I do really enjoy Towers of Doom. Exactly this kind of scenario where it pops up every now and again. It does give really exciting games. As Maev is banned, Genji is banned, Hanzo is picked.
And Hanzo is very good. I don't think there's a single map where you can say, oh, we probably shouldn't pick Hanzo there. He's just so universally good. But on Towers of Doom in particular, he offers so much A, vision when it comes to dealing with mercenary camps and maybe potentially invading it, and B, I think similar to heroes like Chromie or Stitches, due to the way the map is designed with a lot of choke points, very narrow and thin paths, it's normally quite easy to land your abilities, because sooner or later somebody's going to cramp up and, you know, clump up, and that's why it wouldn't surprise me if you saw maybe a Stitches or a Chromie too.
Chromie I can definitely see. Stitches I would like to see. We have C. Do you see?
I see.
You see. Good. At least you see. As we... Terrible jokes aside, ETC and Malfurion are picked up. Druid returning to the Druid. And ETC back for 619. Very much leaning towards a couple favourites here. But if they work, then who cares? As we see BTG, very comfortable picks. Now, Sunny Lion.
With
again, there is a potential for that.
So much good Malfurion plays today.
Yes.
I'm trying to defend Stitches even more, because it's one of the oldest combos. If you ask any grandpa, Hero's grandpa that is, which combo is the oldest one in the game, I would probably say Hook into Roots. Maybe Judgment into Hinterland's Blast is a little older, but
I think Hook into Uther Stun was the first combo like that I saw.
And then we also had Tyrande
Root
Stun.
came a little bit after.
Yeah. Oh, those were the good days.
Uther Stun's first, back when Uther was super good, and basically could stun his dead form. Then it was into Tyrande Stuns, then Malfurion.
And actually back in 2015, with some of the earliest Fnatic rosters of all time, featuring Lowell and other really good games. Shout out to Lowell, by the way. Never forget. Yeah. They played both heroes, all three heroes actually. Stitches, Tyrande, Uther. That was the origin of the original blow-up meta.
And then there was the classic Diablo's charge flip into Tyrande.
Good times, good times.
That was a good one. As Jaina is removing that from Jaina. That's still a weird sentence to say. But it is removed here by BTG, taking out the mage. Pretty reasonable here.
But Malfurion is a strong, independent husband. He doesn't need no waifu to look good on the battlefield. He's in a really good spot right now.
I would like to see his waifu. Give that team a Tyrande. See what they can do with it. So far, I think Tyrande has been played once in HGC China. It was by CE and they lost. So.
What about Open Division? Is there more Tyrande love there? No. Maybe today.
It might have been played last season, but I don't think this season.
Maybe we have successfully summoned her for tonight's Open Division, because Tetra and I will be casting that one as well. 6 o'clock in the evening, Central European time. Yay!
Indeed. AK soon. Not too far away, but we will have time to grab snacks in between this and that. But you're going to experience my usual work day, so enjoy that.
I mean, I'm calling you the lean green casting machine for a reason, because you're just on a different level when it comes to...
Also very green when the sun apparently shines through my window and your green screen deletes half my face.
I adjusted the chroma key successfully, so
okay.
you're no longer a Terminator.
I have clamped a blanket to the curtain to try and block out some of the light. Because the curtains are
maybe that was just your true form, like you are a casting Terminator underneath.
Either way, we've bought enough time for them to pick. They do take a very slow pick. With Muradin and Uther being a very tanky front line, we still need some damage dealers coming in for BTG. With Tychus removed, their options become a little bit more limited.
All right, Tracer coming in big time. And if there's a new best buddy couple in the Nexus, it is Malfurion and Tracer for many reasons. The most important reason here is that Tracer's low HP pool is going to cause the Malfurion heals to work even better on her. Next in line, we have a low cooldown on the heals, and due to the way and how regrowth works, Malfurion doesn't have to worry about Tracer and healing her all the time. He doesn't have to worry about cooldowns. He can just focus on landing Ws on enemy heroes and keep her safe and sound, which on the contrary would make heroes like Uther a little bit less optimal when it comes to dealing with Tracer, because he has long cooldowns. Once he uses one Q, he can't immediately heal Tracer again. And we see a Tassadar. What?
For Hanzo? So it's hyper carry Hanzo.
I mean, we saw that in HGC China and other regions for several weeks, but it has kind of disappeared again because teams basically adjusted and they figured out how to play around it. Also, Hanzo isn't nearly as powerful as he was in release time.
Yeah, so yeah, it is just hyper carry Hanzo, which is interesting because BTG don't actually have what the usual counter was. The usual counter was Teriel and then all in. They could still Teriel, but where's the all in? They would have to Judgment, Melee, Pulse Bomb, and then trust last rights to finish the job against an Uther and a Tassadar. They can't do that.
Teriel could work with the Tracer if he's always nearby and provides massive shields to her, but I agree. I would definitely like to see more DPS, and up to this point, I think Cassia is exactly what they need. Cassia is not as susceptible to Hanzo basic attacks. She is pretty good. She can go for Valkyrie as well. I still would have preferred a mage, perhaps, like a Chromie, like something along those lines. But I mean,
could be a Q build Cassia.
Could be. Oh, I'm fully expecting it to be a poke Cassia, by the way, with Q build. Absolutely.
Okay.
Good point. Good point.
Lovely, lovely. All right, so the Tracer coming in for the first time. That is one thing that has just been super common in HGC Europe. It's basically, since Hanzo was nerfed, Tracer has just been sort of the #1 go-to because it sort of ends up being Genji, Maiev, Van, Tracer first pick, and then picking all of Malfurion or something like that.
Alright. Can Tracer make all the difference here? I remain a little skeptical. But, of course, we have seen this Tracer Malfurion, the Malfer, I'm just going to call it, combo being quite good. So maybe they've worked in it, maybe they've practiced it during the holiday break. I would really love to see beyond the game and how they play this out.
Gonna be good. The double mouth combo, actually, the mouth is also going to be incredibly effective.
I'm pretty sure we could come up with
so much of that burst damage.
I'm pretty sure we'd come up with a sick tongue twister if we had Malthael and Malfurion. Mouth.
Someone come up with a tongue twister and send it to us on Twitter. We're curious. Just how many times can you fit Malfurion and Malthael into a tongue twister, just calling them mouth and mouth. But now, though, we are heading in to game number 2 of this round, round 3, I guess. On the left, it's Sunny Lion with Pow on Uther, Jaina on Tassadar, Phoebe D on Hanzo, C on Muradin, and Eustia on the Dahaka. I did that far too quickly. You can never tell how long look at it.
Beyond the game shall be their opponents in the red, though, with Druid, an absolute MVP support right now on Malf. We have 619 on the ETC. ZJZ plays Malthael. LLK on the Tracer, and last but not least, we have Cassia making it in here with dancing. There we go.
Yeah. See, for mine they did really long, and for yours they did really. hard to keep
it's
up
just
sometimes,
China.
but it's still
The
good.
games are crazy, production crew is crazy, but we love crazy, and as such, we love HGC China.
So, immediate start to the game. Literally all stacking talents from the side of Sunny Lion.
Very true.
Where we see the silver touch, the extra movement speed for the Dahaka. We see the perfect storm, I think that one's still called, coming in from Muradin.
Stack it up, baby.
Redemption, and the Psionic Synergy. Wow, how have I forgotten what that one's called? The Tastar level 1.
The Psionic Infusion, I think it is.
Infusion, that was it, not Synergy. So, that was close. And we do in fact see, as you predicted correctly, the Q build for Cassia. Immediate drag to prevent the power slide. Nice reaction by Yustia. This Dahaka, we haven't really talked about it too much, but Dahaka is easily one of Yustia's scariest heroes. He is terrifying on it.
The lightning speed reflexes here on that tongue is just amazing to see, because if he doesn't use it in time, at the right angle, he's going to get power slided on. He's going to take a lot of damage because he can't use the burrow. But the way he used it, the way he anticipated it, actually turned this whole gang upside down, with him dragging ETC to the towers and forcing ETC to take a healing quite quickly, because he was dropped down to 50%. Well played, and really shows the character and the skill level of Yustia as an absolute, pillar for Sunny Lion.
He is, however, very outnumbered, which is strange because Raphael does not need help, at least especially when he gets die alone. Like, right now, it's pretty okay to help him. Second he has die alone, he can be left well alone. And as such, that looks like exactly what was happening. Just give him assistance, push up top very effectively, so that Dahaka has less places to hide until Malthael is able to be self-sufficient. And now that he has... Here's where he doesn't take it. It makes me look silly. Here's where he can take die alone and become a incredibly efficient solo lane, especially against
He goes for the movement speed on the talents, on the shields though, which is something we are not really used to seeing all that much. Normally, it's Kala's Embrace.
Leeching Plasma.
Leeching Plasma, yeah, very true. So,
Yeah.
see that.
Light.
I'm trying to think of the value here. Maybe on Hanzo so he can escape Tracer a little better. Maybe Muradin so he can engage more quickly, but remains to be seen how much value the movement speed will get on Tassadar.
Tracer sticking with the standard parting gift here, although we did once see a... we have in fact twice actually seen an untouchable Tracer, once by Timeless to debate...
Just to Timeless things, you know.
Just a Timeless thing, and once in Open Division to much better effect, just absolutely shredded. But now we see BTG.
Was it Nunia who picked
it? It was, I think. Yes, he did, and he got stacks, and he did really well. Ricochet, shredded people.
Okay, here we go. We see Dahaka posturing up on top lane. He should have his Ruststalker available, otherwise I don't think it's worth for him to play that recklessly. Now we see a root coming down on Muradin. Shield is good to help him get to safety. Tracer just continues to be low, but look at one proc of the Moonfire on Malfurion and how much value it gets on the Tracer due to her very low innate health pool. It's just really cool to see the cool synergy between those.
Both Malthael and Dahaka, by the looks of it, rotating but between the two lanes, but Malthael is actually going to rotate down to bot lane. He is going to attempt to make this a 5v4 for a limited amount of time. However, his team needs to actually force something before Dahaka just tunnels down, or before Dahaka gets a too big of a soaking advantage. Good stun! Sonic Arrow interrupt. And as such, dancing still going here. Can Muradin get in towards the lane?
Wow!
619, like you said, great blocks.
Yeah, great body blocking there for sure, intercepting any projectile that could have interrupted Cassia from channeling. Also, I love how Tracer basically turned it upside down. Normally, Tassadar is one of Tracer's best buddies. This game, not so much. Tracer was engaging so hard in Tassadar that he had to use his dimensional shift so early, and that is now on a 30-second cooldown Tetra. Once you keep track of Tassadar's cooldowns on that one, you can really pop him like a beetle. Really, really good to see.
We see the cold hands coming in from Malthael. The kind of standard QQ build, where basically you get slows and single target damage, great for solo laning, as opposed to going for potentially the healing reduction, which isn't as important in this game because Uther sort of heals in single bursts, so the cooldown reduction won't get as much value.
Alright, the two Zappers running right into that tower, and now we have a slippery Dahaka getting chased by two very good chasers though. We see Tracer, very mobile, dodges the tongue with style, and if Yustia hadn't had full essence there, I think he would have easily died.
He's able to heal himself back up with all the essence he has collected by not rotating down to the fight at bottom. His team lost the shots. He was able to get XP though, and you can see there's still a very slight level XP lead for Sunny Lion. Very similar, but we have seen in the past that an XP lead for Sunny Lion does not always indicate a victory, as 619 is dropped though. That will help.
That is definitely going to help. 18 seconds until ETC is back, so now instead of potentially contesting 2 altars beyond the game, that is, they're just going to be happy, or they're going to have to be happy if they get their one on the right-hand side. Let's see how aggressive Sunny Lion wants to place. I think they may just want to try and grab level 10 as quickly as humanly possible. Tassador trying to go for delays. Beautiful Sonic Arrow. Perfectly aimed. Yeah.
It's very rare you see Sonic Arrow use this way. Trace pulls back the armor reduction talent. The sharpened arrowheads coming in from BT. Dancing arrives as well, and now it is a 5v5. And that's such BTG trying to force not only their own positioning so they can actually grab their altar, but also a fight, see if they can kill someone off before level 10 hits. But now, level 10 is about to be hit by Sunny Lion, assuming they can soak mid lane or top lane. She is probably in range for top lane, and there is level 10.
This is such a big problem now for Beyond the Game. It's still half a level until they have heroic abilities themselves. They need to retreat right now. It doesn't really matter if they lose this one altar, but it would matter if they all died. Just look at the boss there being available as well. One team left here, or even just losing 2 or 3 members, would basically mean a free boss, and that would also result in 4 additional core shots. So I like the patience shown here by Beyond the Game. Patience is something that not many Chinese teams are known for necessarily internationally.
Yeah, patience is something that they don't use as much. Dragon Arrow is used, speaking of which, maybe patience to wait for his team to get in range for that might have been a little bit more ideal. As level 10 is now hit for BTG as well, though. It is the Archon for Sunny Lion, for Sunny Lion's Tassadar, that is worth mentioning. BTG, Tranquility comes out, Ball Lightning comes out, Stage Dive comes out, and Tormented Souls comes out.
So Sunny Lion is a little low on damage. They're basically putting all their eggs in one Hanzo basket. Tassador's damage is pretty much to be neglected for the most part, unless he has Archon available, which has a fairly long cooldown. So maybe with the Tranquility, they're hoping to overpower their opponents in terms of raw sustain. We're going to see if that's going to work out, though, because I'm still not entirely convinced of the Tranquility value.
It's gone well so far, but like you said, it's going to be interesting to see if it can continue to be reasonable in this case. But we can put our trust in Druid because he has proved it repeatedly.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. If there's one support today that I have complete faith in, it would be Druid, especially when he plays the Druid himself, Malfurion. Let's see how that's going to go. We see Tormented Souls again, by the way, on Malthael.
Yeah, mentioned it a little bit earlier. It's going to be pretty good against these double tank styles. Just the reapplication of the Reaper's Knot at this point.
Okay, now one altar is available. Both teams are going at it. The thing is, 13 is much closer to Sunny Lion. Here comes ETC with a big stage dive into the back line.
Interrupting Pow and also putting pressure on. Tried to grab Jaina, but Jaina able to dimensional shift out, but that is positioning Gate. Justia, not even attacking, just coming in for a design. Beautiful drag on Tracer. Dragon Arrow is dropped. Tracer recalls out, but the health bars are dropping. Ruining his gates though, the Tormented Souls. Oh, you see JZ going down. Tracer picking up the kill onto the Dahaka with a Divine Shield on Uther. Self-sustaining himself, but lets Muradin die.
How in the world is Tracer still alive after this? I have no idea. The Dragon's Arrow hit her. The Dahaka Chunk hit her. There were so many crowd control abilities landed on the Tracer. I have no idea how she survived. It's crazy. Not even the recall gave her much freedom because it basically recalled her back into the enemy team. So, quite impressive. Just like that Cassia charge around the corner.
Yeah, very impressive indeed, as we do, like you see it again. Justia,
there we go.
Brave. It was such a good snipe, but Tracer just going to the back, and that Dragon Arrow was so short range that the stun just wasn't enough to kill anyone.
And look at the Tranquility value there as well. I was questioning it before a couple of seconds ago, but in a situation like that, where the team doesn't even have to run away, where literally everyone is standing in that beautiful green circle, I mean, there we could definitely see the value.
Yeah, worked very, very well. As we do see the Qs coming in from Cassia, continuous poke as BTG again begin to creep out a little, at least even up the score. They were a little bit behind from Sunny Lion earlier, but now they're creeping and evening up the score. Also, we do see Ricochet coming in for Tracer, not Bullet Spray. Doesn't want to risk all inning.
Yeah. Instead, going for that additional AoE damage onto a nearby target. Really interesting to see. That with Untouchable, by the way, combined is something we've seen in the Open Division, I believe, and it did an astounding amount of damage. It
was really effective, but not going with Untouchable this time. It's the first time I've really seen it on. Still sticking with the Parting Gift, but not going with Bullet Spray. So Parting Gift sort of leads towards, yeah, I still want to engage hard, but I don't want the maximum damage for engaging hard. And I think this is sort of a balancing of both methods here, where you're going to be against someone who shields a lot, though being able to just do continuous damage is a pretty big deal, as such Ricochet. But you also want to do the finishing blow, so being able to move in melee just normally if you can get the single target that you want and then still get the Parting Gift burst damage, it's a nice little juggle of the two styles as we see Cassia get absolutely chunked.
Alright, Tetra, bottom altar, round 2, fight, let's go. All heroic abilities are ready. Yeah?
JT and Dahaka both soak elsewhere, buying time, LLK, poking down, still takes the holy shock, but Malfurion has the healing over time on Tracer. So that is pretty good.
Exactly.
But yeah, the middle altar was already stolen away by Sunny Lion here. So BTG do need this if they want to even
Here comes ETC, going in for Hanzo.
He does face melt there. Hanzo's able to pull back. Ball Lightning, no! Ball Lightning finishes off Hanzo. CJ's at the backline as well with a beautiful tremendous ult. Stage dive on top as well. He interrupts the dwarf toss as Pao gets taken out. C is able to escape though, but that's still 2 kills for 1. Malthael did die in the midst of that.
And one of the cardinal sins as an Uther player, you basically panicked on that Divine Shield. I think he wanted to use it on Hanzo, who was literally standing right next to him. But instead, he cast it on himself when it didn't even have to be him to really receive the Divine Shield. So that was so clutch, but also Malthael misusing his engaging capabilities a little bit too much there. But overall, great win for Beyond the Game. They ended up getting the Ultra, and they ended up winning the team fight.
BTG taking down Mercenaries here, grabbing them. They do leave the Sunny Lions one, so they don't want to risk another fight after using most of their heroics like that. And as such, they just grab their own. Core health, identical. Levels, pretty close to identical, but the kill count, little bit in favor of BTG, 4-2.
That is the true currency in China, by the way. How many kills can you get in one game? That's how they measure success in Heroes of the Storm, and we love it. All that constant action. There is brawling going on all the time in China, and if you're a new player, or sorry, if you're a new viewer here for HGC China, let us know how you like it. Let us know how you're enjoying the games, because if there's one thing that we can say about China is that they're definitely defying the odds and defying the standard.
Yeah. If you could probably just replace all the footage in that Heroes Defy trailer with shots from China, and it would still be pretty legit. As we do see ETC backing away, doesn't want to get caught by the Haka at this point. Very nearly does anyway while trying to check a bush.
Alright, 3 ultras. This could be a good opportunity for either of the teams. Good escape, clean by 619. This could be a good opportunity here to basically take a lead for the first time in overall core health. Beautiful scatter shot, by the way, hitting Tracer quite hard. And whoever wins this ultra fight, I think, is going to be able to take a boss right after. Uther, boss is also
Dragon Arrow by Furion, but they didn't really have enough damage anyway.
Another early Divine Shield. That is basically the go-to signal for Beyond the Game to turn it on.
Yeah, so this might end up being a 2-for-1 for BTG as we see the top ultras taken of a simple trade and everyone committing to this bottom one.
Alright, Progwork fully stacked, Malfurion, so much AoE healing available for Beyond the Game. Can they basically seal the deal? Malthael goes in.
Tormented Souls getting 3-4 heroes now, gets dragged further forward. Ball Lightning is cancelled, thanks to the Burrow of Hustia. Muradin tanking through, doing his job very effectively here. And it's ETC who is dropped, but down goes to Haka in exchange. Uther also killed off while trying to help Hustia, but he goes down. The root's good, but Jada able to dimensional shift away.
I can't believe how well Sunny Lion was actually able to salvage the situation after wasting Divine Shield, after losing a team member super early. Once again, I think it was just 2. Oh, Kassador, is he going to make it? No, he's not going to make it, but the altar was secured. He died for the greater good.
Yeah, that was a 3-for-2 trade in favor of Sunny Lion, with Cassio and Malfurion being killed in the backline by Hanzo. but it turns into a 3v3 thanks to Tracer. But like you said, the shot's still taken by Sunny Lion, and for the first time in a while, they do take core health lead.
And Tetra, at this point, I want to ask you, as good as Tranquility is, providing armor on heal target by regrowth, providing AoE sustain in general, but couldn't a Twilight Dream actually prevent more damage in those situations by just crippling the enemy team comp and preventing them from casting abilities in the first place? I really think that with how many clumped up situations we had in all of this game, the Twilight Dream could have been so good. Or is it just me?
I'm really thinking that it's fine enough that it's worth the investment late game when you get the armor by Tracer.
Yeah.
I think that's the idea. Like, where you're gonna, it's enough healing, and if you can get to level 20, the armor that you get, I believe, from the level 20 Tranquility, is going to be hugely impactful.
Okay. Yeah, maybe. Maybe they can do it in a late game, but up to this point, I think the Twilight could have maybe done so much more. As it is, though, both teams are trading bell towers. One on the top goes over to Beyond the Game, and one on the bottom goes over to Sunny Lion. So, only one bell tower, though, and that actually favors Sunny Lion a little bit here because... Okay, go ahead.
It's not armor, I was wrong. It reduces the cooldown of Tranquility with Moonfire and increases the healing by 10% by each ally affected by regrowth. So it's the extra healing at level 20.
Yeah. Alright, and even the boss goes over to Sunny Lion right now. They have all the trump cards in their hand up to this point. The bottom bell tower, is it going to go back into the hands of Beyond the Game? I don't think so. They're going to let this altar go through if they don't do anything about it. Mouth poke, maybe.
They have one top, so it's pretty even. ETC looking steady, but he might die.
Oh!
Gets dragged, and ETC drops even through the Tranquility. Once again, healing currently not enough. And because they've tried to react to this, they will not take bot back in time. It's still going to be the full 4 shots because they have control of the top bell tower.
Dragon's arrow is ready. Everything is here to maybe kill Malthael. The tongue is good. The follow-up is even better. And there goes another member for Beyond the Game. Their core is down to 8. Their player count is down to 3. And 20 isn't even there yet. So, okay, now it's here. That's good for them at least. At least some good news. But I really think Sunny Lion, if they don't mess this up anymore, there's just nothing they can do to lose this, right?
They're looking really... Well, there's plenty they can do to lose this, honestly. This is the map of turnarounds. But they are looking so solid. Level 20, though, is now available for both teams. Upgraded Tranquility, the revival for Malthael. Very important on this map.
Twilight Archon as well. All they need to do right now is dodge those attacks as much as they can. It ran out here. Big win for Beyond the Game.
Second cooldown now in effect. Can they block the mercenaries? No, all 3 go in. They can't fight this. They didn't have Tracer.
Unfortunately, entangling roots no longer work on non-heroic targets. Feels mouth, man.
Fair warning, my lights flickered. I'm hoping that is not the sign of a potential power cut to come, but fair warning. As we see ETC taking a hit from the Stormbow. He still hasn't picked his level 20. This is for the potential death mosh that he could bring in, as he has died several times.
And this is also a potential lights out killing blow here for Beyond the Game if they don't win this altar. It's going to be exactly 5 shots if Dehaka takes the top lane, which he's currently trying to do. Thus Tacitus Shields stalling the advance of Beyond the Game even more. This is all in or nothing for the red team. Can they do it? It's going to be such a clutch moment. Justia actually didn't go for the Bell Tower altogether. He's currently preparing.
Yeah. He tried, but he ran out of minions, so he's lucky with his siege damage. And as such, BTG setting up here. Muradin going to take a lot of damage, gets cleansed out. Can he interrupt?
Double stun.
No, no, Holy Shock will interrupt. Nicely done here. 619 dropping very low. He's taken Death Mosh, but he's miles away from the enemies except for Justia here. The Tormented Souls gets great value in the backline. Pow is dropping low, but is still alive. Tracer gets stunned out and finished off here. Stage dive on top of 3. Kills off the counter on both the Dehaka and the Uther. Uther with redemption though.
Oh, Tassadar is down.
They get another though. Tassadar is down. They look for Pow but can't catch him. But BTG take control. They will get an extra shot out of this as well, because top was never taken.
This is a huge first step to a longer comeback maneuver for Beyond the Game. Are they going to get another kill? Yes, they are. No, they're not. They're so slippery. Muradin and Uther, the 2 Alliance bros, just refuse to die. But here goes Malthael. Can't run away from the Lord of Death here. but Uther escapes once more. But this is already staggered deaths now, Tetra. Dahaka comes back at 25, then we have 30, and then we have 57. I would like to see the cooldown on the boss here. ETC needs to be escorted. Okay.
Yeah, as EJ said, forced to take a lot of keep shots just
good.
to give 619 the chance to escape without dying to Hanzo. 1 minute 14 left for the boss. BTG, they have a long way to go, but they have delayed their death. And the next objective is only a 2-phase, and they're very close to each other. This is defendable.
Yeah, very true. And all they need to do right now is really try to utilize the longer time window of Murden not being with his team, and they're trying to do exactly that. They're trying to build up as much mercenary pressure as they possibly can. Maybe coming with a cheeky flank from behind them. ETC is a great hero for exactly that. There goes. 6 sappers are now going to knock on the door of Sunny Line here. Can they defend it? 10 seconds until Murden comes back. Once again, those Taster shields buying precious seconds.
Dahaka will reclaim top here, likely has enough damage to be able to do that by himself. But bottom is traded out, so it's still a altar advantage for BTG. Their guys are getting all of
Here they come.
Can they do it? Face melt right up to the wall.
Oh.
Yeah, wreck.
One goes through.
It is. Down to 13 health here.
Look how low everyone is in Sunny Lane. They need to do the teleporting back really, really fast. And now what Beyond the Game needs to do is they need to have maybe 1, maybe 2 people near the tunnel exit so they can basically surprise any Sunny Line members who are trying to stall it out. ETC here. Good interrupt by Hanzo. Those Sonic arrows are MVP. Contagion on 3 people!
Beautiful contagion, focusing
Wow.
Tracer. She gets deleted. Malfurion with the tranquility. Healing up 619. Malfael comes up from bot lane because he's already captured his. Tormented Souls gets 4, looking for huge damage.
Malfael!
They're shredding Dahaka, but he tunneled to delay the time. C is dropped to the vicinity.
What?
Malfael down goes Dahaka. They're forcing through Divine Shield onto the Archon, which tries to turn the damage.
What?
Beautiful crowd there coming down on top. Jada gets bended. Infinite lightning. Your infinite Archon is no match for infinite lightning. As we see BTG taking 5 shots here. It's still not lethal, but the boss is open.
ZJZ. Tormented Souls, Malthael style, destroying a 4 versus 5. What looked so good for Sunny Line with a 3-man contagion. Just turned
I'm
sour
amazed.
and south. I have never seen anything like it, quite frankly. That was beautifully done. The tranquility value here, the armor on Malthael, all the self-healing as well. It was just absolute bonkers.
How could they have done... I'm looking at Sunny Lion. How could they have done that better? The 3-man silence, and they still are only able to kill Tracer and still lose the fight. They were so grouped up after it. There was just a couple little things that could have been changed, but that was such a good start to the fight. Dragon are playing the game, looking for dancing, and ZJ then gets sniped, son.
Okay,
But
Tetra, look at the boss.
Same time, the game is ended.
Yeah. They need to realize this. I think without
Okay,
Malfurion is back here.
oh my god, the throws. Okay,
Oh
ETC
no, this is going to be a boss zone, Monka.
But now Yusuf could steal it. There's the drag. They're just going for the fight here. Yusuf taking a lot of damage, 619. Getting out of it. Tormented Souls into the fight. The boss is dropping low. Someone needs to get on the point.
They did it!
Do it! And BTG take game number 2.
In spectacular fashion like I have never seen it before in Towers of Doom for HGC China. In a 4 versus 5 after a disastrous 3-man contagion spread by Sunny Line. They couldn't close it out. The Malfurion Malthael, the mouth, proving to be too powerful, and I'll take back everything I said about Tranquility. In this peculiar game, in this very moment, it was the golden choice, and this could have actually been the neck breaker for Sunny Line. If you don't win a game like that, where everything is in your favor, you have a 20-8 core lead, you have a 4 versus 5 situation in your favor, that must feel heartbreaking.
It has to, but that was such a close game the entire way through. Sunny Lion making their way right up until the end. And yet they still can't even defend the boss with Malthael. Oh no, Malthael. For starters, clutch level 20 talent choice, because there is no way they would have won that boss if Malthael was not there.
Exactly.
Being able to just revive instantly, turn up Tormented Souls and be like, sup, 5v5 again, and force them all off the point while Tracer steals the boss. Beautiful play. Clutch decision making.